Well, now we're at the exciting part. We've actually shown you the cockpit on your coach. We're going to move to the interior. We're going to talk about slide out function right now. One of the things that I recommend, if you're not in a campground, say you're stopped somewhere and you decide you're going to have lunch, or maybe you're dry camping, I want to give you some precautions here. We'll talk about the slide outs. In the process though, I want to talk a little bit about battery use in your coach. Anytime you're in the coach and you're stopped somewhere not plugged in but you're using things on the interior, I recommend you start your generator. Simply move back to your generator panel and we'll go ahead and fire it up for you. What you're looking at here is a complete electric panel as well as your levels. Your generator is here as well as the hours that have been used. This is something you'll want to watch during your maintenance periods and follow the maintenance schedule in your owner's manual. To start, simply hold it over to start. And there it goes. Now I recommend you start your generator before you move your slide outs out, just so you have battery control unless you're somewhere plugged in. Below there though, you can see the water heater. You don't want to start that without water in the tank because you can create damage, and you've also got a warning light that the pilot light is out. You got a level test here to show you how much is in the batteries, how much is in the LP, freshwater, gray water, and black water. And you have your water pump. That lets you know by the green lights glow that it is on. Well, we've got the generator started. We're going to go ahead and move the slide rooms out. Something that I need to stress to you as an individual owning one of these is that when you're parked and you're ready to set up for camping, two things you need to do. First, you need to reach down and move your seat all the way forward. The second thing is set your park brake. Those two things must be done or your slide outs will not operate. So from here, let's go ahead and start the interior living quarters. Now that we've got our seat forward, our brake switch set, or our emergency brake set, I want to show you the location of your switches for your slide rooms, and we'll cover a couple of things that you need to do before you move the rooms out. So let's take a look. As we spoke earlier, you've got your generator running. From there, simply push the button and move your rooms out. And I recommend using your alternate power source of your generator if you're in a campground where you don't have the luxury of being plugged in. From this point, we'll go ahead and talk about the interior features on your coach. So let's get a look at your living quarters. We're in the living quarters. You've got a nice area to live in, lots of room. Let's go ahead and start with the basics. We want to talk about a new feature on the BT Cruisers that we're really excited about, your new Easy Store curtains. I don't remember a curtain that is this easy to use. You simply slide them out of the hidden tracks, and you are now in your own separate living world where you don't have to look at the cockpit or see what's going on outside. Your neighbors don't know what's going on the inside, and this is a nice separation to give you your living area. From there, we're going to move up, talk basics about your TV. Very simple power on, power off button, your menu button, your volume control, and your channel controls. We'll show you some of the storage and features that Gulfstream adds into your coach. Very nice storage up here for your videos. Up here we have your DVD player as well as a CD player. I want to highlight up in this area, you have a 12-volt cigarette lighter as well as your amplifier for the antenna for local channels. You have RCA jacks if you want to plug something additional in for attachment through the DVD, like you want to run a VCR in here. Very simply set up already for that. Gulfstream takes that into consideration when we put it together. So you also have an additional cable connection here for individual components that you want to put in. Let's go ahead and move back, and I'm going to close these doors. We'll highlight, since we're talking about entertainment centers, obviously if you're watching a local channel, you want to be able to receive it. So pick up your antenna. Once it's up, you'll know it's up because it gets a little stiffer. And then you've got this, and you just simply adjust your direction to get the best signal possible. release it and it'll go back up into place. Before you travel, obviously you want to crank it down so you don't tear the antenna off. You'll hear it touch the roof. Give just a little crank beyond that. You have a vent here just to add additional airflow on the interior of the coach. If you don't want to run the AC units, you've got something here that you can go ahead and crank up. And when you're done, before you travel, obviously you want to crank that down. We'll talk a little bit about the storage in the overhead cabinets in your slide room. And again, very simple, maximizing the space for you so that you have areas to store things. We'll move back. We have an above slide room storage up here that you can put things on top of. I would make sure that it's not major things or real heavy so that it doesn't get into the ceiling when you run the room in and out. You've got a beautiful wardrobe, and again you can see the nice hardwood cabinetry, styles and fascia, plenty of room for your clothes for that couple day trip. Drawers as well to store things in so that you've got interior. I'm going to go ahead and close these, and I want to feature a component that Gulfstream puts in, a nice little safety feature that we put in down here on the floor. This is your LP detector. This is a safety item that's standard on any coach. That way if for some reason you develop an LP leak or forget to shut some component off that has LP to it, it lets you know, and in a pretty alarming fashion, as a matter of fact. So just another feature safety item that Gulfstream puts in the coaches for you in your new BT Cruiser. We're going to go ahead and talk about your air conditioner and air conditioning controls. As you know, this has an H-ducted system, all aluminum, similar to what's in your residential, so you should get plenty of airflow. Nice feature on your air conditioner is the quick cool feature. If you happen to be out on the road or leave the coach and have gone shopping for the day or whatever and you decided to shut everything down, come in, turn your air conditioner on, simply slide this vent and it'll go from a closed position to an open position, and it's a direct drop of air, so it's a quick cool feature. And then you can close it off and it'll run through the ducting system. You have your AC controls here, and these are very, very simple to use. Again, adjustment like at home, you choose the temperature you want. I recommend leaving it on auto, and in high or low fan. You can flip it up for cool, or 2 flips down for furnace to turn your furnace on, and that's really how you make everything function here. From here, we'll go ahead and step into the kitchen area. We'll talk about your convection oven, and again, it's a basic kitchen configuration, so we'll talk about the convection just a little bit here. Your convection oven is a very nice feature. We've done away with the ovens, obviously, for space reasons. You can cook up to a 9-pound turkey in here, so simply release your door, insert what you want, timer, clock, and then your start, set everything up the way you need to, hit your start button, and you'll be ready to cook. There's a nice instruction manual that goes along with this, so you'll be able to run this and cook great meals in here for yourself. We'll talk about your stovetop and range, or your cooktop. Very simple to use. Simply turn on to highlight, flip the lever, and it will ignite the burner that this goes to. You've got 3 burners, 3 igniter locations. When you're done cooking, I recommend letting it cool just a little bit, and simply take, release it out, pull it down, and cover it back up for travel. Up here, I do want to highlight another safety feature that Gulfstream puts in, your carbon monoxide detector. Again, that way if you're cooking or something's creating some CO in here, you've got additional warning system in here, safety features that Gulfstream does put in its coaches. We'll go ahead real quick and open up and take a look in the bathroom, give you a quick tour in here. The bathroom itself is going to be very, very similar to the one in your home. Side flush on your toilet, so you just reach back and pull the lever to release the waste materials down into the tank. Again, standard shower, water pump controls are in there, as well as on the panel that we showed you. Let me show that flushing. Another great feature in the bathrooms is your exhaust fan. Simple crank up, push the red button, and you're exhausting air. So if you want to create an airflow throughout the coach, just simply crank it up, turn it on, and before you travel, obviously shut it off, crank it down, and you're ready to travel. Let's go ahead and move back into the living room area, and we'll talk about the refrigerator, and then we'll talk about your beds. I want to just highlight real quick the vast amount of storage in your new BT Cruiser. Again, the nice hardwood doors and styles, but look at the storage you've got up here for your cookware, pots, pans, groceries, your eating utensils, that type of stuff. You've got a nice stainless steel sink with a Moen faucet. Again, very easy to use, similar to what you're using at home. Again, we'll show you more storage up here. Your plug-in for your convection oven is back here. Very nice. We also, a great feature, many people don't like to leave their knives laying around in the drawers to float. So we build a knife rack right into the countertop here so you can store your knives. We've got either a spice rack or a cookbook rack depending on how you want to use it. Again, to maximize your storage. Let's cover your refrigerator a little bit. It's a very simple operation. Simply turn it on and push the button to auto. Once it's on auto, it will choose whether it's going to go to gas or electric. And from there, the refrigerator does the rest for you. Automatic temperature control and everything in there. Nice feature. You've got a push button right in here to unlock your freezer. Same holds true for your refrigerator. Complete startup instructions in here. If you ever run into a question, it's built right into your refrigerator. So we just want to make sure you know that these are available to you and able to be used. We'll go ahead and close this door, and we'll open up the bottom door. I want to highlight back here real quick these pins. If you see some frost developing, frost is okay. If it's an excessive amount, at that point in time you're going to want to defrost it. This is your refrigerator use. Let's go ahead and move into the living area. On the living area, we're going to talk about your sofa and how to make it into a bed. These are very nice features on these. This happens to have the nice sleeper sofa. Simply remove your cushions. We'll go ahead and get the last cushion out of the way. Put it over here. Grab your handle, pull up, pull out, and it says lift here. Pull that out. Now you've got a nice full-size bed. You'll notice that laying in here are the seat belts. Those seat belts can be dropped behind in order to put them out of your way for sleeping. When you do bring the sofa back in for storage to travel, you want to make certain that you keep the seat belts on top of everything, because anybody that rides back here needs to be wearing a seat belt. Very important safety precaution. Want to make sure. Notice the ease of storage. We'll go ahead and pull these seat belts back out and have these ready for use for the grandkids or the children. And we'll put your cushions back in place. And again, you want to make sure that anybody that's riding back here utilizes the seat belts. Great feature that doesn't get shown very often, but I will show you. Next to the sofa, you've got a nice little storage area for magazines, maps, anything like that that you might want to put in here out of the way. We'll go ahead and close that up. And then the final bed will be the bed that you make your table into. This is part of the new Comfort Plus system. These are awesome. Simply raise your cushion bases up. Again, you've got your seat belts in here on the forward facing. Once you've got that done, you have a leg here with a release button. Once you've got that released, simply lift out. Set your table in place. Lay your cushions back down. and then insert these cushions in to complete the bed. We've shown it made into a bed. Something else that I do want to highlight here, if you take a look in here, this is part of Gulfstream's new Comfort Plus. Notice, made like home furniture with the springs built in, but another nice feature, under-seat storage. Very nice to have, a place you can put things that you're not going to need to access very often, but you know that you have them at that point in time. It's on a nice hinge, and you can simply lay them back down and put your cushions back in place. I'd like to highlight this bank of 4 switches here. You've got switches for your trunk lights, your ceiling lights, your electric step control, and your outside porch light that you'll see or use at night when you're sitting outside camping, or if you happen to go away in the day and want to leave that on for use at night. The other thing I want to highlight is this large marine style breaker. Simply switch that, and that shuts down the 12 volt to the interior, so when you come in you can just flip it back on and all your house lights come on, but it doesn't affect or disconnect the batteries while you're charging. So this is your light bank. Obviously you've got your fire extinguisher here, another safety feature Gulfstream puts in. That wraps up the interior, exterior features, benefits, maintenance items on your coach, on your brand new BTuring Cruiser. The questions we felt you would have now been answered. Enjoy your new home. Watch the video anytime you have questions. If there are additional questions that are not covered in here, please contact Gulfstream at 800-289-8787, and we'll have a service representative on the phone with you very, very shortly to take up any additional questions. For me personally, I'd like to thank you for purchasing a new BTuring Cruiser and welcome you to the Gulfstream family again. I hope that you have many years and many miles of happy camping in your new BTuring Cruiser.